truly in my house, one of your television shows or films is quoted every day.
Well, thank you.
Arrested Development at the top of the list. Apollo 13, Splash, Parenthood, Grinch Who Stole Christmas, Frost Nixon, go on and on. It's many corners of the universe. What's the thread for you that connects all your projects?
I sort of have to be hooked the way I hope finally a certain portion of the audience is going to be hooked. So it has to get personal on some level. And I care about relationships. You know, one way or another, I care about families. I care about units that are something like families. Mm-hmm. They have to work, and so that sort of interaction always intrigues me.
You're interested in the mechanics of it? Yeah. Like you were interested in the Cunninghams on Happy Days, or you're interested in...
how they work.
Anyway, it's a party, and I want the whole family there.
We're having a party?
No.
Do you still consider yourself an actor?
I don't really, because I've been so long since I really had to do any acting where I wasn't kind of playing myself, it wasn't a bit of a joke or something. If I were to act again, which I wouldn't mind trying, you know, I'd have to go to work. I'd have to, because you lose those chops.
Those chops?
Yeah.
Why are they called chops?
I have no idea.
Right?
Because it has nothing to do
chops.
with, you know, chopping.
Right.
Whatever that
we all
is,
say it.
I think I may have lost it as an actor, and I'd have to regain it.
Well, do you ever, when you're directing a scene, are you ever like, you just want to throw the actor out of there? This is how you do it.
Well, sometimes I show people what I think we're going for, but it depends a lot on the actor.
Is there a moment you remember with an actor where you're like, wow, I just that up. I have now offended this person to the point of no return, and this is going nowhere.
Well, it happens in one way or another, you know, all too often. And sometimes it's trying to be overly helpful. Sometimes you come in and an actor's right at a point where they're doing something, and you've seen a take, and you get an idea, and it's always a little calculated risk. The minute the actor starts to observe a moment, it stops being organic, right?
Yes.
But some actors thrive on that, and I enjoy giving direction. But there have been many times where I go in and I think I'm being helpful, and I go to the next take and I say, I so screwed that up for them. And then it's try to go back to what it was, but it's never quite the same.
It's never the same.
And then on the car ride home, I'm kicking myself.
Well,
but there you go. And again, you can't control everything.
No.
It's an imperfect process.
It is, and you have to be kind of judo about it too, like work with the energy of your performers, not try to ram your own way of doing things.
Yeah.
Down there, well, anyway, then that would be another kind of movie altogether. I didn't mean to.
We haven't done one of those yet.
But you could, though.
Well, I think if I put my mind to it.
But you can do anything you want.
I used to dream of trying to do a porno as an independent.
Really?
When I was a teenager, early 20s, I really wanted to be an independent director. The studio system at that time was not very open to the idea of me directing. And there was really some important, high-profile independent movies. One was called Deep Throat.
Deep Throat. Yes.
And another one was called Behind the Green Door. And these were independent movies that were very profitable. And I thought, well, Opie Gets Laid.
Yes.
Is that an independent movie that
That's
could go somewhere?
Yes, yes. Let's.
We didn't make that.
Porn aside, although really is it ever, you have had a lot of success, and you have 2 Walks of Fame stars, you have an asteroid named after you, you have all these successful things that have hit the screen, but I'm sure you have picked at least one project that didn't make it.
Oh, many projects.
So how does that look when you
Well, you were always, because my partner at Imagine Entertainment, Brian Grazer, when we first started working together, he had one of these axioms, you know, it only takes one yes. And this is definitely a business where you have to have a lot of conversations, and in fact, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to find a collaborator who gets it.
Right.
It's not just will they put up the money, it's do they really understand it. And that kind of synergy or that connection thing definitely happened with National Geographic.
Albert.
Albert.
Einstein! May I have your autograph, sir? I want to be a scientist just like you.
I'd been interested in Einstein as a character. There were so many question marks, so much I didn't know about Einstein. Then I read Walter Isaacson's book that it was based on, and I realized that I thought I knew something about this great man, but I had no idea about the twists and turns, the relationships. I had no idea about the danger that he was in at times. And then I talked to the writer about what the whole 10 hours might be. We took it to National Geographic, and I'm telling you, in like 36 hours it was yes. That was one of the fastest yeses and moves to production that we've ever had.
What do you think is the biggest takeaway? What do you want people? Do you want people to understand the theory of relativity? Do you want people to understand that, hey, life is complicated? Like, what's the one?
We have two people playing Albert Einstein. Jeffrey Rush plays the senior Einstein, the Einstein that we sort of know.
What is time? A deceptively simple question, yet it is the key to understanding relativity. It is also the reason my hair is going gray.
Young Albert Einstein is played by an actor named Johnny Flynn, and he's got a lot to do in the series because there was so much of the drama and the turmoil was when this guy was certainly unknown, undiscovered.
Hello, may I help you?
Albert Einstein, your reputation precedes you.
He was such a maverick, they wouldn't really let him come and teach anywhere. Even though everyone recognized he was a genius, they just kind of couldn't deal with him, and he wasn't a jerk. He just was his own guy.
It was too far out of the box.
He was just his own guy.
So you're hoping the takeaway is that people get the nuances of Albert Einstein, that they understand he's more than just one theory?
And therefore begin to understand that that has to be the case with so many people.
Everyone.
You know, everyone, and even the geniuses who, you know, might have the monumental IQs, but are still human beings living in this planet, dealing with all, you know, all the relatable stuff.
I don't know anyone who's immune to it.
Yeah.
Right? We are all human.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.